Greetings to all my fellow watch enthusiasts on YouTube and Facebook and wherever else this video might be seen and shared. Celine Driver once again bringing you another, well, there's no box, but another review of a watch that is mine. I picked this watch up after watching a video on YouTube about vintage Seiko watches, and realized that I did used to have a watch that they were talking about, which was the original Flightmaster, not the SNA 411 or the old Flighty, as Tristano of Urban Gentry calls his. I've owned one of those, actually. I've owned it and sold it. But I also owned, at one time, a more vintage Flightmaster, like this one. It was a different colorway. I believe it was black and gold. And he showed a picture of this one in his video, and I thought, that's rather a nice looking watch. I like vintage Seikos pretty well. I think I'm going to go try and find one. So I searched and searched. It didn't take long to find one that was in really pretty good shape and was in the colorway I wanted. To be precise, the 7T34-6A09. This is the original Flightmaster with the 4 subdial construction that you can see here, and the bidirectional rotating bezel, which is basically a slide rule. No, I don't know how to use the slide rule. No, I'm not going to try and learn how to use the slide rule. In really, really good shape. 4 pushers. It did come with a leather strap that was not original. It was actually a strap code strap, and I still have it. It matched the blue of the bezel and the subdial bezels very well. The only problem was it was a shorty. It was very short. It didn't really fit me very well. So I went ahead and put it on a mesh strap that I had in my stash of stuff. And it's just a simple single fold with a pop-up, and the tail fits underneath the bracelet for a very clean look. As you can see, it's in pretty good shape. It has a little bit of staining in the bezel. I hadn't gotten around to cleaning it yet. I'll get around to that eventually. As I said, it has the bidirectional rotating slide rule bezel. It has 4 subdials. The constant seconds subdial is here at the 9 o'clock. You have a chronograph minute scale up here at the 12. You have your date subdial here at the 3 o'clock, and at the 9 o'clock you have a, well, I'm using it as a GMT. Right now it's set to GMT time. But I think it also doubles as an alarm. You also have the chronograph seconds hand here. I'll start the chronograph so you can see it run. There it goes right there. And as you can see from the way the second hand is acting, it is all a quartz movement. This is the 7T34 movement, as you can see here on the back. Serial number indicates that this is probably a 1991 vintage watch. It also says 7T34 down here on the dial itself. I think the date hand is off just a little bit. I think it is actually pointing, it is actually pointing at the 18, which is today's date. But it does, on other indices, it does seem to be just a slight bit ahead of itself. But it's working. And when the chronograph second hand gets up there to the top, you'll see the chronograph minute hand click over to the 1 minute mark. I'm going to give it a wrist shot right now. It is a little bit, it's not my typical 42 or above millimeter case, which is okay. It still fits pretty well. For its era, it was probably considered a pretty good sized watch. But as you can see on my 7¼ inch wrist, it fits me very well. Does not have a lot of lug to lug width. It overhangs very nicely. And on the overhead shot, you can see it fits very well. And that's one of the nice things about vintage Seiko watches is they were made for a different era than the 2020s. And people wear their watches big now, so this watch can probably fit a lot of different people, including, women who like to wear men's watches. They should be able to wear this very nicely. It's in great shape. Not a lot of scratches on the case. The crystal seems to be pretty clear. It is a mineral crystal, as far as I can tell. It's not a sapphire. I think this is before the era of hardlex, so got to be careful with this crystal. But it does seem to be in great shape, considering it's 30 plus years old, 32 years old. I can't do math. Stainless steel case. The bracelet is also stainless steel. It's not a perfect color match to the stainless steel case. I mean, how could it be? But it does match the watch very nicely. And I'm a big fan of mesh bracelets anyway. It does have a chronograph, as I show. It does have an alarm, although I'm not really exactly sure how to use it. As I said, it is the quartz 7T34 movement. It's a 40 millimeter diameter case, 20 millimeter lug, 44.4 on the tip to tip, and it's 12 millimeter thick. The crystal does have a slight dome to it. Who knows? It may be sapphire. I don't know. I can't find out one way or the other. I assume at the price point this watch is that it's probably mineral crystal. And I'm pretty sure this era is before the hardlex era. I could be wrong about that too. I'm not the biggest Seiko historian out there, so I could be off on that. And when you're done with the chronograph, you can stop it with this button. And because this is a crown that sets this dial here, the reset is this button over here instead of being here. And it's a non-flyback. It just rotates around to the reset position. I'm not sure what this button does. And for the life of me, I cannot find an instruction book for this watch and this movement in English. The only 7T34 instruction sheets that I found are either in Japanese or Dutch. And I'm too old to learn another language, and I can't find anyone that can provide me with an English instruction book for a 7T34 movement, so I figured it out on my own for the most part. Some help with Seiko forums around the internet. But a nice reacquisition of a vintage watch that I used to have all those years ago. I did have another 7T34. I sold it, obviously. Wanted one back. I really like this colorway, so I managed to find one at a good price off of eBay. And took a chance, and it came up good. I think it came from Hawaii, I never had bought anything from Hawaii before, so that was kind of cool. Anyway, it's a nice watch. Make a good daily driver. Even for its age, it would make a good daily driver. And with the quartz movement, it's highly accurate. I haven't had to set it since I bought the watch. And what else can you say? It's a good pickup for me, I think. I'm happy with it. And I hope you were happy watching this video. I hope you found it to be entertaining, useful, informative. If you did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. That does help with the YouTube search algorithms, helps bring people to the channel, and that's always a good thing. Comments, questions, suggestions down below. I do read them all. I do respond to them all. However, if you're going to be someone who wants to hurl insults or troll or leave links to bad places on the interwebs, I'm simply going to delete the comment and block the commenter. If you're new to the channel, of course, welcome. I'm glad you found my channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll take the chance to enjoy other videos that I have. I have over 1,000 at this point. Lots of informative videos. Hope you'll stick around. All I ask in return is that you click the subscribe button at the bottom of the view screen. Don't forget to click the bell icon too, so when I upload new videos or I start a live stream, you will be informed. And as I always say at the end of my videos, it is a crazy old world out there. It is not getting any less crazy. So please be careful out there, stay safe, be well. See you soon.